this. Alright, let's do another video. Haven't done one in forever. I'm sorry, I'm slacking. But this is special because it was years in the making. We've been waiting for this for like forever. We finally got Forbidden from Black Sabbath, remixed, remastered, the whole Tony Martin years. That's a big deal for me. I'm the odd man out. I always liked the Tony Martin. That's probably my favorite era of Black Sabbath. I'm a guy whose favorite Black Sabbath time period is post-Ozzy on. Even though I like the Ozzy albums, I really like the stuff afterward. So, basically, if you're just a Black Sabbath fan and you discounted all that, you're just an Ozzy fan, really. You're not like a Black Sabbath fan. This is for the true hardcore Black Sabbath fans, the new Tony Martin years Anno Domini box set. I finally got it. This review's like a week late because I was waiting for YouTube to drop the videos of it. I didn't want to buy it, you know, without hearing it. I was gonna say sight unseen. I got it without hearing it. So I bought it the day it came out. After I heard it on YouTube, and I thought, like, usually you buy an album on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, on Amazon, and you get the immediate download. I thought, all right, so it doesn't matter if I buy it now. I'm not waiting for it to come in the mail a couple of days later. No, they didn't give me the damn download. So then I had to, like, force myself to not listen to the rest of it on YouTube. I only skimmed a little bit. I just wanted a taste. Just wanted a taste of the album. And the song that really, like, was, like, shaking off the chains, which is a song I usually kind of skipped over. It's kind of towards, what was it, the second half of the album? No, it was in the beginning. It's like it was song 4. Song number 4. I always kind of skipped over that one. But no, that one, the opening riff sounded so much better. I ranked it before it got remastered, remixed, all that stuff. All the rest of the album sound good remastered. It just sounded a little bit louder. Didn't completely blow my mind. It was like, yeah, I knew it was gonna sound good, whatever. But I was waiting for this one to be remixed because it notoriously sounded flat. Anything Black Sabbath did, I got it when, like, it came out in '95, and anything they would have put out, I would have, like, loved and ate up and everything. But even I was a little disappointed. I was like, not their best. And I really loved Cross Purposes before that. I really loved Dehumanizer before that. I don't think I had Tear yet. I heard only a couple of the songs before that. On this tape I had, the Black Sabbath years, a VHS tape, and they only had one song on that. It's hard to get songs in the 90s. There was no YouTube to check out this stuff. You had to hunt this stuff down, and that was on IRS Records. That was the whole problem with this. IRS Records went out of business. Tell them had a lot going wrong for it. I think they only recorded it in like 2 weeks. The Body Count, Ernie C. produced it. Although Body Count's first album was really good, so don't say the dude totally, like, was without talent. But they only had 2 weeks. IRS was going out of business. They were losing focus because they wanted to get back. Tony Iommi wanted to get back with Ozzy, go on a big tour, reunion, all that stuff. So I don't think everybody's heart was into it. So they didn't. They also didn't spend enough time. Like, you know, if they only spent 2 weeks making the album. Other Black Sabbath albums, you have, like, say you had, like, a mediocre song, it was not completely fleshed out. There'd always be some, like, cool, big instrumental thing in the middle to, like, really put the song over the top. This one doesn't really have that much. But that's one of the things they couldn't fix, because the sounds right now, it sounds more like if this album came out right now. It wasn't like a 1995 album. It's like if it came out in 2024... as a brand new album nobody's ever heard before. But there's some things they couldn't fix. They couldn't go back and, like, you know, make new instrumentals for the band, to change out the intro, stuff like that. That's stuff they couldn't fix, but the sounds now, it sounds like bigger. Also, Tony Martin's vocals. I love his singing. The things that they couldn't fix on it is like on, you know, the song Headless Cross, When Death Calls, The Shining, stuff like that. He had big overdubbed background vocals, stuff like that. They didn't have that. They added some in on, I think, one song. I didn't sit down and write down every change in between. Oh, they did this, they did that. Only the song Forbidden I could actually tell. So, oh, there was a big difference right there. They dropped the solo in the middle of the song, and then he had like an overdub solo over top of this Children of the Grave kind of riff. Like a breakdown in the middle of the song, there was a solo over it. I liked that solo before. I listened to the song a couple more times. I was like, oh, well, that's the solo was going. I was like, no, I kind of like it this way now. And then they bring up the guitar so you hear it really chugging underneath the solo, the second solo in the song. I thought that was pretty good. That was the one big major change to like the actual song structures. But the rest of it, like they couldn't go back in and, you know, redo Tony Martin's vocals, and that's another problem with the original recording. I think like the producer wanted them to sound more like gritty and stuff. So Tony Iommi's Tony Martin's like, you know, not doing big soaring vocals. He's trying to be a little more grittier, a little more down and dirty on it, instead of like, you know, his big operatic sounding voice. So you can't go back and fix that. But what's my other notes? You know, oh, the song that was like the lead single back then, which they re-released the video for now to promote this box set, Get a Grip. That sounds more like a big lead single now than it did before. It just sounds big and more powerful. I would have liked if they went back and made the album sound like, everybody hates it, like Born Again, or like have 80s production instead of modern production. I would have liked to see it even going that much further with remixing it. Because he's got like more of a modern guitar. I don't know how they even change a guitar tone. Because it was recorded. It's not like you can do that much to it. Maybe Tony Iommi did sneak in some overdubs or something on that. He wasn't supposed to, because something contractually they couldn't like record new stuff as Black Sabbath, because now Ozzy owns half of Black Sabbath, whereas when this was made, Tony Iommi was like the sole owner of the name. What else is on my notes here? Oh, where does this rank now? Forbidden Now. I never had it at the bottom of my list of, because I did the worst to best video. It was either second or third to the bottom, and I was like anticipating this. And I made that video like 2-3 years ago. I was like, all right, I'm going to give the benefit of that. I am not putting the bottom, because it's actually, I hate the album 13. Black Sabbath's got a pretty good discography if you're like completely open-minded to all the different lineups. 13 made me angry, because I felt that was like a cynical album. And Rick Rubin, like, hearing Tony Iommi had like an interview, I think recently, where he's talking about how Rick Rubin would just like show up, listen to what they got, laying on a couch. He says, "No, go back and listen to like the early albums, do that." Whereas they would have progressed, I would have liked to have heard them progress from, because I thought Forbidden was Tony Iommi's last like really inventive guitar playing. Everything, well, the solo albums he did after that, and 13, and even The Devil You Know, Heaven and Hell, thought he was like going back to like you know, master of reality kind of like slow doomy riffs, when he was writing like some pretty progressive sounding, like operatic, just majestic sounding stuff, and fast rockers thrashing out, especially on like Dehumanizer. I thought this was the last album where he like really stretched out and was doing different things. So that's why I was never that completely down on this. That's where I didn't like 13. I like this album. And I might have had Technical Ecstasy. like one below this. But now I gotta like rewrite. It's still the least of the Tony Martin albums, but that's how much I love the Tony Martin albums. Number one was it's Eternal Idol. Then after listening to this remaster, because I had Cross Purposes on it, I really love Cross Purposes. That might be number two over Headless Cross. Everybody loves most people would probably pick Headless Cross number one. Then this is now as a battle between Tear and for this one, because the other songs that now stand out more is Sick and Tired. That's another one I would always kind of skip over. It was a bluesy number, but now the guitar sounds way better, bigger. Cozy Pal, you really like feel the intro he did. It's not quite Stargazer, but it was a pretty good intro. Because that song is now elevated for me. Loser Gets It All. I had that on the Sabbath Stones Greatest Hits album. From IRS, it took me years to find that at a reasonable price on eBay. Why would you buy that? You already have all the albums. Because I like to collect, and it had the one bonus song. And I rebought a $50 box set to only get 3 bonus songs I already had anyway. Because I had the other 2 from like downloads and torrenting and stuff. Yeah, because I got it for $50. It was on sale the day I bought it, and then I looked back again. It's up to like $60. I was like, good decision, Mike. What other songs are now better? Like I said, Get a Grip sounds a lot better. It sounds more like a lead single than what came out then. Everybody talks crap about Illusion of Power. I always liked that song. I never minded Ice-T on it, because I liked the first Body Count album. I thought that was pretty good. And it's not like he doesn't sound evil. He sounds like a badass dude on that. So, I didn't care. And I always liked that song because it sounded like, you know, like an evil gospel song. Again, they were stretching out, doing weird stuff. That's what I didn't hear on 13. What's another song? Oh, Kiss of Death. That now sounds a lot more like a concert set piece, because I went back and looked to see what songs actually played on that tour. They did Get a Grip. Rusty Angels, they played in the U.S. Kiss of Death, they only played outside of the country. Because that sounds more like a concert showpiece. Like, it's not that long. It's only like 6 minutes long. It's more like a Heaven and Hell showpiece. I didn't hear any bootlegs of that tour yet, but I got to go back and revisit it. Can't Get Close Enough. That's the song that I thought was a dud. It was always skipped over. I'm still skipping over it. But we took an album that was like a C, which to me isn't that bad. If you get an album and it's got like 3 or 4 good songs on it that you'll go back and re-listen to, that's good. That's a good grade for me, because a bad album, I never want to hear that again in its entirety. The best albums are like The Wall. How many of those are though? Or Dark Side of the Moon. But as far as even the rest of Black Sabbath's discography, and I'm really going on long about this album, because you can tell, like, I love the post Ozzy years stuff. It's still better than Technical Ecstasy. I don't know if I do like it now more than Seventh Star, which was always one of my weird favorites. I think now it's technically a better album. Seventh Star, my biggest gripe with that album, it was only like 36 minutes long or something. I always felt like, where's the other? It needed like 2 more songs on it. It was like kind of like a half effort. It's like, all right, good enough. We filled 2 sides enough of a record, put it out. No, it should have been like 40 minutes. Give me like at least 1 more song. There's not even bonus tracks. They re-released that thing. So it's technically better than that. I will say depending on the weather, I like this one now better than Tear. Or if it's TY, whatever. Nobody ever said it correctly out loud. I've been calling it Tear for years. And this album's, for me, it's not like a lost classic. I haven't heard it in like forever. All the Tony Martin stuff is always on like my playlist. Like that Sabbath Stones Greatest Hits is always on my phone. I don't Spotify. I don't do none of that crap. I gotta have the album. I gotta upload it, because my car right now doesn't even have a CD player, so I can only fit like 12 albums on my dinky little phone, which I'm recording on right now. So what else would there? There's yeah, it's definitely better than Technical Ecstasy, even though it's got one of my favorite ballad by Ozzy on there ever. She's Gone. Nah, I like Never Say Die. I really like better. We're thinking of the bottom. It's still in the bottom third, but it's not like a hard, this is the worst. The Devil You Know is kind of, I didn't really, it's got some good stuff on it, but the whole album overall doesn't blow me away. I don't know. I don't know if I can say it's better than that, but it's definitely worth a listen to. At least check it out on like YouTube. I'm not going to say go out and buy, a $60 box set, especially if you already have this stuff. If you're really curious and you're really dying for another Black Sabbath album, you got to pick this sucker up, this whole box set. The book's all that. It was like, I didn't even care about a new booklet, all that other junk. I don't even think I flipped through more than 2 minutes of looking at it. I got the box set. I wanted that. Boom. Upload it onto my computer. Had to download it onto my phone. Had to take it for a car ride, which I've been listening to it all weekend. So there we go. That's all my thoughts on it, I think. I think I ran out of all my notes. So that's it. Like, share, subscribe, all that crap. Yeah.